Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey's Monk.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky's Monk.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga.
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Oh, yes. Dr. Hughes back on Memorial Day weekend. Amazing stuff. This is going to be a killer show today. Everything's working so far. This is amazing. Would you look at that, Danny, right? Are you with us?
I am. Good evening.
For a minute, I'm like, no way did that just happen. But we did it. Yep. Coming in live from the UK. Danny Damage.
How you doing? You all right? Had a good week?
Oh, amazing week. Amazing life. We're living the dream, Danny. You know, we're winning over here. Over 500 subscribers like that.
Sweet.
So everybody needs to become a part of this bullet train to the moon and beyond. Maybe even Mars. We'll get there before Elon Musk. Just trying to get all my riffing in, you know. This is how we warm up every week, right? It's going to talk shit, make no sense. But trust me, if you wait about 5 minutes, things are going to start getting good. Really good. Way better than wrestling these days. I'm not wearing just wrestling shirts anymore. So you're all on notice now, representing House of Pain, which I think they're from Los Angeles, which is like the other side of the country, but you know, they wear the Boston Celtics shirts. It's very Irish around where I live, Danny. I'm sure you've seen the movies.
Yeah. And I'm being the contrarian accidentally by having a wrestling t-shirt on.
You know, yeah. You never have a wrestling t-shirt on. That's crazy.
Not anymore, no.
God. Yep, so.
What do we want to talk about?
We could talk about that first and the wrestling business and all this stuff. And yep, look at this. The people are amazed. Back on Twitch again. Yeah. Well, I tried to set up Rumble, and Rumble just stinks, Danny. You know, this white nationalist Rumble, they see Dr. Huge. I have 2 followers or subscribers, whatever they call it on that platform. And it just wouldn't let me link up to it again to, stream on multiple platforms and areas. And so I said, we're back on Twitch, right? Come over to YouTube. Philly Sports Pride. I know where you live. Don't forget that. Doxed. I don't know if that counts as doxed, but don't mess with me, right? Threats. YouTube TOS. It's going on Paladin. It's going on everybody out here. Yeah. We're doing it. We're going to be killing it in a moment. I have so many notes. I've been being way better with the notes. I just carry a notebook around with me wherever and keep it around. And if a thought comes across my mind as far as like news or trying to keep up with stuff, I just jot it down real quick. So I got a ton. I mean, a lot of it. Like I have this Tama Tonga story from last night where he was about to turn on Shins. Then he didn't because the MFTs wanted to like have him beat his boy up, Shinsuke Nakamura. And then he was like, no. And then he did it. So he's still in the MFTs. And then I'm writing this down and I'm like, why am I writing this down?
It's the shits.
It's all the shits. It's boring. How did we get here? Solo was kind of exciting at one point. Tama Tonga and all them guys were, they were something when they came around the first time. And then it's just been downhill ever since. And now it's the complete shits and who cares? So can we have your weekly take of who gives a shit about this?
Well, yeah, I've not seen it, but I saw the beginning of all the Samoans coming and getting together. And it's good while they've got something to sort of like put them in, but now they don't have anything specifically for them. Instead of just doing what you do, saying like the territory days, be like, right, we just needed you for those few months. just to accompany so-and-so, our biggest star, and now you can go off and do what you want. But they've signed them for 1, 2, 3, whatever year contracts, it seems. So now they've outlived the use for that angle. They don't know what to do with them, and instead of just sort of like avoiding using them, which would also be bad, they just put them in shit.
It feels completely dead now to me. I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I'm just keeping up with the news and the highlights, like I said, here and there while I'm doom scrolling or whatever. But there's there was a 3-hour show that went on again last night, and the highlights had like several things. We can just cover it real quick. Sami Zayn is turning heel. Even people that are still watching this horseshit are they seem excited about it. Like Sami Zayn is finally heel, and now he's gonna take on Cody Rhodes, because a couple weeks ago the news was Sami Zayn doesn't want to turn heel. He doesn't understand why the people are booing him. Let me explain it real quick, Sami Zayn, even though you have me blocked. But maybe somebody can relay this message to you. The reason why everybody wanted you to be heel is because you're done as far as good guy, getting over, nobody buys it. It's unbelievable that somebody of your, not just size and stature or whatever, but just attitude overall, is going to be like, I should be champion, and is always in the main event scenes and or close to it, and doing main events on SmackDown or whatever. A lot of us don't see you as that guy. It doesn't mean we hate you. It just, now you got to be heel, right? Because subconsciously everybody's like, well, he's a good guy, whatever. We're just tired of him. We don't really want him on TV. Well, can you at least make him heel if you're going to force him on us? So thoughts on that, Danny?
Yep, Zayn's always had a slappable face, so heel works very well for him. I do get that why they would use him as the scrappy underdog, but like I'd always said with the big wins you got against like Gunther, it's just too much. I don't buy it. Never did. Not to that degree.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you can be obnoxious as you like, because you're a bad guy, and it will make sense now, Sam. You get it? That's how this works.
It's the shits.
I feel like he's a politician, him and KO. I just feel it. And
Yeah.
I know that there are plenty of people backstage that like him. Even the wrestlers I've met and have interacted with, and like Owens brought up or whatever, like they seem to pop over it. Like he's over with a lot of people, and people backstage, I get it. But if you're a politician, isn't that kind of your job? So anyway, get well, Sami Zayn. Maybe you'll see the light again and get over with the people in a more natural way than having the WWE book you to beat Gunther and fucking a lot of top guys and guys coming up. But he has been losing a lot too, so I'm not like completely dumping on him. I don't think he's the worst. I just think he's an AEW wrestler. But then again, who cares? He's a TKO wrestler, because this is what they do now. They love this known commodity. Let's bring in celebrities shit. Oh, did you hear? Remember a month ago I brought up a story where a lot of the women in WWE were like, we should get Megan Thee Stallion involved, and who's a stripper rapper from the US. And I was like, this is really bad news. TKO wants to move forward with using more celebrities. So get ready for some Megan the Horse.
It's the shits.
Everybody. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, they got lesser sort of celebrities. Well, greater celebrities as well. I mean, they're fucking Mike Tyson at one point, but WWE have always dabbled in sort of like wanting to do that crossover thing and be seen as mainstream, even back with Vince. So TKO have just got a lot more people pushing for that at once rather than just Vince's idea of it.
Did you say dabble? They're dabbling now?
Yeah, you dabble, you do a little bit of it.
Remember this album from the 80s, Danny? It's a great one. One of my favorites. Anyway, more on that later, possibly. I mean, R.I.P., John. Get well, wherever you are. Doing comedy at, firehouses and movie theaters and whatnot. Hey, that's cool. Maybe I can get as big as Stuttering John one day and do a firehouse and a movie theater, a comedy show, which is actually a good idea. Why don't movie theater? They're not doing the movies that much anymore. Like the movies just sell big fucking popcorn containers now. That's like all it's for now, right, Danny?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the prices are fucking awful, but there's nothing I really sort of like get drawn to want to go and see. If they just started showing like weekly anime or weekly TV shows or whatever at the cinema and charge like a reduced rate, I'd probably be a lot more into that than actually going and seeing most films. If they did like weekly anime shows and I could fucking see it on the cinema screen, that'd be awesome, and I'd pay for that, but not for most films nowadays.
How about these $100, He-Man buckets and Mortal Kombat cups?
Yeah. It's those sorts of people that are keeping that industry afloat, because you're not getting your average sort of like, or not so many of your average customer anymore. You're just relying on these bloody empty, infinite pocketed fucking idiots with more money than sense.
How about the bong for the new scary movie or whatever? One of these comedies.
I didn't see that.
And you see the popcorn in it, and people are like, how the hell am I supposed to eat this? Because, it's in the shape of a bong. But apparently the top, I think, attaches off. The He-Man bucket's like one of the biggest things I've ever seen. It's a whole castle of Grayskull with popcorn inside of it. And then one of the pieces of the castle is the soft drink. And the trap door opens. This is a whole thing. They glow, these things. And again, they have to be over $100 now. I remember 10 years ago, these things were $70 minimum. Oh man. And aren't people weirded out by like you're about to ingest things that are just put into this random toy that was just picked up and shipped to this movie theater? I'm sure they weren't cleaned.
Probably like Chinese made mass production. Right. Yeah, get them over as quickly as possible.
The oil gets on there, and some of these super fat people over here, of course. We got many fat people, and they're going to be wiping all that like chemical grease on the popcorn onto the Chinese plastics. Gross.
And then licking the fingers.
Fat!
Mm-hmm.
People are disgusting, man. It's
just weird to me that nobody thinks about this. Plus, again, these days, I'm not trying to go out in the public and sit on like couch cushions after all these thousands and thousands of people over the year have sat on these seats, and they're not being cleaned. Gross.
Well, I'm sure everybody that sits on those sort of like shared cushions, I'm sure when they need to fart, I'm sure they go, actually, I'm not going to drill this one out because somebody else needs to use this cushion after me. I'm sure they have all the sort of like etiquette in the world and consider others, and nobody just lets rip and occasionally sharts. It's going to happen statistically. Just so many farts equals a shart.
We're killing the business right now for all these things. I mean, at least WWE gives you your own seat to shit on, like all these fat people do or whatever.
Shits.
Yeah. Stop shitting on. Wear some pants, maybe with a belt on it. You throw it over the belly of the gun, whatever you got, and keep that thing up so at least there's a barrier between the doo-doo and the public seats that the rest of us have to sit in. As soon as I come home from being out in public, I want to like burn my clothes. And I'm like, I guess I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, which is crazy, right? Because when the Coop thing came around, I was at least with it enough to go, you know what? This doesn't add up. So it's just, listen, I don't, do you guys want weird stuff on you? Different other people's bodily fluids? Not me.
But were you like this before the Coop stuff? Right. Okay. Fair enough. I wasn't. I'm not like this now, but there are certain things where I will just like instantly like wash my hands where I wouldn't have done before, just where you normally just think like general grime. But then after that, you sort of like, it makes us sort of like wash our hands a bit excessively for a bit, like immediately after, definitely. We've got a lot better now, but just I was working in a care home at the time, and they were telling us to like hand wash fucking fruit and vegetables that came in. And I'm like, so you want me to dip this apple into this bleach stuff, this porous apple into this bleach stuff? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Because then someone's going to eat it and ingest bleach, you idiots. But they were like, no, we have to do everything. And we just do that with shopping and everything that came into the building. And we did a bit of it at home. And then as soon as like we just took a step back and we're like, this is fucking daft. But there's still like I say, there's still a bit of that sort of like germophobic sort of like echo left over sort of.
No, I don't know if it was our age or whatever at the time and now, but just seeing it that happen, and it's like entering the Twilight Zone and then never really coming back. Like I feel like we went into a portal almost of like a truly different era where now people are like ordering food constantly, and the whole food game is weird now, and just the way that they're keeping everybody kind of at home, and you can't really go many other places or it costs a lot. And
they had that locked and ready to go, didn't they? Though as soon as the lockdown, as soon as that happened, and people were told to stay at home, it's like boom, here's this industry where we're just going to bring you food, and all you have to do is just fucking do that to your phone, and it just went very, very quickly. Yeah, they had that ready and waiting.
It stinks. The future sucks balls.
It's the shits.
Right, a lot of Bret Hart to start off this show, but don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom, or is it? I don't know. It kind of all seems doom and gloom. Just like for this guy right here, right? Look at that. He looks so sad in this picture. This is El Americano Grande II. You know, that's how we know him in the wrestling world. Also a part of the, the Austrian Nazi cult, right? That's, in a work form with Gunther and these guys. I mean, that's how they were portrayed. I'm not saying he is, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear the story? The story goes, Danny, that Ludwig here, probably, I don't even know where it is, but he was in an elevator making out with his girl, which is like some Mexican model. And this guy was in the elevator with him. The doors open up. The guy gets out and turns around. The first story that you heard 2 days ago was the guy said, you know, you guys need to have manners and blah, blah, blah. And he was talking to the girl, or he was talking to him. Either or. There was a lot of different stories. So Ludwig beat him up, punched him, the whole deal. Then the story yesterday is like, well, he did assault him, but he never punched him. And he only was like kind of shaking him or moving him around because the guy got out of the elevator and then went, you called her a bitch, and basically said, you know, ICE needs to come pick you up or something to that effect. And that's why Kaiser lost his mind. So the second is obviously the TKO version of the story, or just Kaiser's. And then, of course, you got the initial guy that says he was just attacked for saying, have some manners here. You're making out very passionately with this lady and may have never even brought ICE into it. But that doesn't make sense that TKO would mention ICE. I'm broadly speaking that Kaiser is TKO because that's his job. That's what the main story of this is really coming out of, is that they're worried about him making his dates, and don't you know he's part of like this big company. And so what do you think of this story, Danny? What do you believe?
It seems a bit daft for him to just attack someone for no reason whatsoever. He's got a pretty sort of like decent job, and he understands the public image side of it. He's not a daft bloke. So yeah, there's maybe some truth in between those two stories, if when it all comes out properly. But I mean, was he drunk, or do we know if he was intoxicated in any way?
I don't think I heard that, but I mean, I just have to assume, because if you're like really getting it on with some chick in the elevator, it's probably nighttime. It's probably, after a few beverages or whatever. And then also, which is what would spark just this situation. Something happened. He turned himself in, I guess, like days afterwards or a week or so after. But yeah, or it could be just somebody trying to get a payday.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be some fucking dateless wanker just stood in a lift being like, oh, look at this fucking tosser with a bloody pretty bird that he's just getting off with in the bloody elevator. That's not fair. Why don't I have anything like that? And then they say something. It might not be that at all, but like I said, until we sort of like know exactly what happened, it's hard to judge. But yeah, that behaviour is fucking terrible if he just started lamping somebody for no reason, really. Or if he was just wrecked and just started swinging. But yeah, he's a smart bloke, so it does seem strange and out of character for him to do something just so daft when it's going to get him into so much trouble.
Poor Kaiser, get well, Ludwig. We'll see you soon. There's supposed to be a mask versus mask match going on, I think, in AAA between him and Chad Gable. So hopefully that doesn't get messed up. We got to know all about that. Who's going to be the real Americano Grande? And then I saw a video of him. I don't know when it was from, if it was after this whole incident or whatever, where he's like, has tears in his eyes because the Mexican people in the crowd that was out there were all like cheering him on. And then he's like, he sings like one of their songs or whatever, and they get all whooped up. And so he's got his support, his fellow Mexicans. Mm-hmm. So shout out to you, Ludwig. I mean, he went from Tiffany Stratton to this Mexican model chick. So he's doing all right for himself, even with these big ass ears. Yep.
Hey, it's something for the ladies to grab hold
right.
of.
And smooch with them in an elevator. Tell you, these celebrities, they got to stay away from elevators, man. There's so many problems. Jay-Z, Ray Rice, the football player years ago. Stay away from the elevators. Diddy, even in the hotel, at least running by an elevator in his socks and a. Well, you got your socks on with a towel, like, huh? The diddler. My goodness. That story fell off too, huh? He's super gray now.
No,
I saw a picture of him a couple of weeks ago, fully gray. He looks like Uncle Rufus or whatever from one of those Boondock shows. I never watched it, believe it or not. Have you ever seen that show?
I've seen the odd episode, but I've not seen the whole thing, no.
I don't know. He could be a Diddy Rufus now. How about this guy's hairdo, too? Yep. This could be your future, MJF. When he loses to Darby Allin, because I think that's the big championship match that is at All Out or some Double or Something or one of these shows, right? You want a bald MJF?
No, I don't want a bald MJF. I don't want MJF losing to Darby Allin again. Yeah, it's just that's fucking daft.
Could happen.
I'm supposed to take him seriously, and he lets himself get booked like that. Just no. It was so promising at one point, but he fell off.
MJF was burying everybody this week. He's going on all kinds of shows and just talking all this shit. And one of the main things I came away with it was he called Mick Foley fat.
He's fat!
They say, well, like, what do you think of Mick Foley? And he's like, well, first of all, he's fat and he's stupid. I said, this guy knows how to do this podcast game. That's basically all you need to say when you're talking about a Mick Foley, right? I love you, Mick, right? I met Mick many years ago. We're pals, BFFs. We talk all the time. But, yep. Mick Foley's going to be in AEW and MJF.
He's fat!
That's what he's got to say about it. And he started this whole horse shit that Darby Allin does. That's another reason he doesn't like him.
That's a fair point. But yeah, that is a fair point. And MJF is entertaining now and again when he's on podcasts or even some of his promos. But just as a entity on AEW, because of how he's been booked in the past for the company and shenanigans that he's allowed himself to get involved in and that he's happily gone along with, there's just like, I can't get into him in this. If he fucked off and went and left and joined WWE or somewhere else and he got like a reset, you can maybe sort of like start to see him as seriously as he used to be. But now it's just part of the fucking circus.
It's unbelievable stuff. Look at this. BYB, how dare you? How dare you? Is this never going to end, Danny? They're going to call me Ava forever? For life? Brother?
For Ava.
Shit.
And Ava and Ava.
For Ava and Ava. Look at us. All right, that was you. That was all you, Danny. Hold on, let me give you some Seth Rollins laughs. Holy shit. We're getting worked up on a Saturday afternoon, folks. Stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the like button. But, yeah, man. MJF. I mean, that is really the only thing that I can pay attention to over there because he is very easy to dislike, this MJF. So I hope he goes bald. Join the club. Bald Pride for life. As her guy self persona, she wishes. I'm the most masculine man there is out here. Look at me. Look at all the guys with the muscles on my walls. Nobody's more masculine or even close. There is no persona that can hold a Dr. Huge aura like this. You understand? Thank you. I think you understood. So anyway, I'm not Ava, or am I? And next up, let's talk about this. Fuck this wrestling. Let's talk about this. Let's go to my non-wrestling page. Rousey Carano, that horse shit that I didn't buy into. I don't buy into any of this stuff. Wasn't this a Jake Paul presentation on Netflix or something?
I didn't know his name was linked to it, but yeah, the fact that it only lasted like 15, 16 seconds, I was like, nah, well done, lassies, you've got yourself a payday, but I can see it.
I don't necessarily believe it was rigged, but this is how most of Rousey's matches went before she started getting kicked in the head and punched in the face every match. Holly Holm started it all by just kicking her in the head, fucking her whole world up.
Reset her.
Oh, shit. But, yeah, Gina Carano had no business being in a match with Ronda Rousey. Who can't see this? As far as the fight game goes, that shit's dead. And UFC, it's all the Dagestanians and boxing. What do you got? I mean, the boxing's been at work for, God, almost like 100 years now, but it's just so over the top of work. But the fight game, to be involved in the gambling and all this too, it's all upsetting to Dr. Huge. Fuck this shit.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
You said we need more dead air, right? I think we should have more dead air.
Yeah. Well, people, you can enjoy the visual as well.
Yep,
Take a
just
moment.
take it in. The backwards hat.
You're not audio only.
Danny's frontwards hat. The pussy juices need to be rubbed off or whatever. Did you see that quote there? Let's look at some Twitter. You can look at my likes. My very masculine likes here. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. Oh, first of all, since we're talking about this fighting business, look at this. He goes to kick him in the face. He laughs. He's like, holy shit, that was stupid. And this is what Nate Diaz was doing pretty much his whole training camp. So that's amazing stuff from you know, talking about why would I retire in my early 40s? I can do this forever. That retiring and stuff is for pussies. And he showed up, you know, the little where they shadow box and do a little training session before the big fight for the media and everything. This is what he was doing during that with all the cameras on him because he's cool. Yeah. Hey, listen, I get it, you know, but this whole try hard business of how everything works out here, it ain't for me. I can't do it. It's fucking cringe to the max, you know, where it's just you're putting it on for the social meteors and stuff out here. I hate it. I hate this world. Thank you. There are people bitching about that. My God, there's so much to go over here. Like, this is
The new He-Man film.
wait, did you see that? Who's this again? This is Ozzy Osbourne's daughter.
Yeah, that's Kelly.
God, there's Ray DeVito. Nobody even knows who Ray DeVito is, but there he is. There's Gunther choking out Cody Rhodes last night. Thank you to Paladin, of course. What else we got here? Z-Man. Oh, you see this? So on Fox News this week, supposedly this guy over here, involved with the government, so whatever, he's on some news station, and then here he is again, but in mask form.
Yeah. That's...
Creepy, huh? And this is like confirmed. This is fact Jack right here that this is not a glitch, you know. And there are others out there too. People have been pointing them out and saying, look, this guy in the news, he has a little weird thing like this. And it's like, it's not a shadow. People are trying to like, you know, just be like, oh, it can't be that. It's not that. It's not that. But look at these two pictures. The light can't be that good. It can't be a filter either, right? He's on, does like Fox use filters?
Yeah, if you look at the picture on the left, just imagine it is the same guy. He's got a bit of a turkey neck that you get when you get older, and is not on the left. It doesn't look like he's in like a TV studio setting, whereas the one on the right does. So if he's put something on, that's like trying to take some sort of like liquid, sort of like concealer to try and hide that while he's going to have the big lights on in a proper TV studio. It could be something like that. It could be an actual mask thing that just makes his skin look like something different, or it could be somebody pretending to be. I don't know.
And these things do exist. People, there was a video of this lady that was like ran some spy department or whatever that went to meet with old Bush Senior there when he was president, and she fooled him in front of him in his office and took off a mask. So like, and that was, God, over 30 years ago. So, yeah.
I mean, and Tom Cruise has been doing it for that long as well, if not longer, and people still haven't like learned to figure that one out yet. So I don't know what you
remember the Jim Carrey stuff recently too. Like they were saying it was a stand-in and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced of that one.
Weird stuff. Look at J-Mo there. Best friends. We love them. They totally don't hate me because of my skin color either. Don't you think? I know that. Factimus Jactimus. There he is again. This is a video of it. Look at that. Huh?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
The more everybody comes to realize this is all about the IRGC. At the end of the day, we're going to have to need a government in Iran that not only hands over the nuclear material,
that's gotta be. If nobody's actually debunked this, and this is the real video of this event happening in front of everybody, then we got him, right? We're going to fix it all now. We got him. Why the hell is Ronda Rousey still on my screen? I just noticed that. I'm like looking over. She's still got her in the armbar because I'm looking for the for this. I'm about to hit you with some quotes here from people that seem pretty hilarious. We got to watch that video. Master of the Universe, very exciting. Can't wait to get my Chinese popcorn box filled with chemicals. There it is. So this lady here, Kayla Harrison, you know, I'm not saying these are fact jacks out here. I don't know about all these other people. There's so much fake news and misinformation. I'm on the lookout, so always be on the lookout. But supposedly she said, if I'm Gina Carano, I'm taking my $1 million and buying the best antibacterial soap to wash Ronda's stinky pussy juice off my arm. But if I was really Gina Carano, I would have kicked Rhonda's ass. I guess I'm built different. Got him.
Yeah, fair play.
Rhonda's stinky pussy juice. I got a name. That's the name of this episode now. I'm going to have to change it. Look, like readers added context. They thought that you might want to know. The attributed quote is fabricated. Her actual comments, Fight criticized it, but did not include vulgar language about pussy juice.
There we go.
There you have it. I mean, isn't that X? That's X for you, kids. Yeah. Everything out here, 95% super fake, except me being Ava. That's totally real. And we may speak one day. The people were trying to make it happen last week, Danny, but of course it was past my bedtime. I had my footy pajamas on. I couldn't make it. So,
excuses.
Keep trying. Get that fund up. And there's Jess. We got to send her the link again someday. One of these days, Jess, and you better take it or else. Get off my screen. Ronda Rousey, what's going on with you? Remove. Thank you. Look at Mr. Kill Everything. I think I tried to play this last week, but it's a bunch of noise. So this is one of his shows.
Like a bitch. And when I say no to 1 more mile, bitch. I walked in every city, not on the street, not on the street, so Sudan.
Because I'm fucking dissing my voice.
So it's chaos.
Yeah,
and don't forget, there's a lot of shorts and clips and little promo edits that I have on the Dr. Huge Show channel right here. Hit the like button. More on that later. Look at that little chair they gave Trump. I think I talked about this last week, but it's just amazing what they do. Aren't you supposed to be telling Trump about how big penis all the Americans have and how you have very small penis, like on South Park? Not this.
It looks like they're sitting on commodes.
He's so uncomfortable. He just keeps moving, dipping in and out. Like, why am I so short right now? So, yep. Shout out to you, Trump. Get well. Chud the Builder, The Cruise, Antonio Brown's out of his mind. I didn't even watch this. I saved this to watch on stream at some point.
Be with him.
Oh, and let me give you a little context with this. Antonio Brown, former wide receiver in the NFL, one of the best going. I believe he was concussed too many times, and then he got hit really hard. I think it was Vontaze Burfict, one of these guys who was like one of these headhunting safeties, clipped him like a bunch of times, and he's been like kind of like this ever since. Very narcissistic and like showy and whatnot. So here we go.
I don't care, fam. It's my child. I say what I want. I don't care. 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 Belt to body. Belt to body. Yo, we having therapy, are we not? Are we not having therapy?
So he's on like one of them apps that the kids are on. Remember like last year, that girl that was doing the whole like saying weird shit and they're putting like little emoji glasses and hats on them and
she was like role playing as a bot, basically, where you just pressed a button like a sampler. You sent an emoji, and she'd just say the same thing each time.
The hell, man, what is going on? This is so bad. What the fuck? And just because they have a name out there, they don't have to do anything except hit live and then repeat some words. Or just act a complete fool, because that's what all this is now. It's just act as stupid as possible, you know, even almost to the point of getting yourself killed. In some cases out here, these people are getting killed for their clout and for their the little money grab of whatever this is.
You're talking about the thing with the trains, where people take the selfies with the trains behind them.
I'm talking about, all of it.
I didn't know if you were referencing something very recent.
That's something that's going on. People are taking pictures of themselves, selfies with trains moving.
Yeah,
and they're losing
trains
some of them
behind them. Yeah,
fucking stupid. Well, I guess all right. Well, you tried.
Yeah.
So if you want to play around with your life like this, and this is more Black Mirror stuff to me.
This is just more care home out in the fucking world when it should just be kept in private. And this sort of thing is what, like, the care workers should be like present for, not everybody else. But people just have camera phones now, and like you say, they just set them down and just start repeating stuff. And some people just don't have anything to repeat, so they try and make things up, and that's when they just start making random noises. But it's just it's for attention, and yeah, we're all just like a captive audience.
I wish I had a KB turkey neck. Talking to me? You talking to me? My neck is nice and smooth. My neck vagina. Listen, I can't say for 20 years or 30 years from now, but so, Uruka Reika. That's what I tell everybody. Uruka Reik. This and that. That's and the people I tell in the chat, I'm like, oh, I look like this. I look like Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. Well, what do you look like? Huh? What do you look like? And then they always run away. Mm-hmm. They don't want me to see what they look like. I'll riff on what you look like. How about that? Take that, BYBs. I'll call it $500 if you want Dr. Huge on to talk to your precious Ava. 500 large. It's large in my book, not thousands, hundreds. All right, get off my screen. Are we done looking online? Let's look at a few other crazy things. I didn't let him finish because it was nonsense. What else we got? Let's go back to the likes. Oh, Shy Gilgis Alexander. The kid's favorite out here. Where is he? Where is he? Right there. There's a new game. Remember Operation?
Got him! That's 2 shots.
Now you're guarding him.
You so much as breathe on.
So it's called Unethical Basketball, or that's who put it out. And you got to take the little basketballs out of the, silver slots all over Shy's body. They're very hard to do because if you touch them, that's a foul. And I heard Dylan Brooks, I think one of the guards in the NBA, was just fined for buying this merchandise and making a video about it. So, yeah. And that's another thing that ruins sports and wrestling and everything else is the fact that anybody can have a podcast other than Dr. Huge and BYB. I'll allow them to have a podcast too. But everybody else, they probably shouldn't be doing podcasts or talking at all on the internet to a bunch of other people because they ain't got the stuff, kid, right? They stink. They're boring. And just because you played it or you did whatever you're talking about doesn't mean you were good at it. And we can say this a lot about comedy, a lot about everything in the world today. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, Danny? What I'm saying is, like, you know how there are just people in comedy because they've forced themselves into a space and into a community of people, especially now on the internet. Like, that doesn't, you're a comedian because you're actually good at it. And that you've, like, started to master a craft at least. But, right.
But with them, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So as long as you know the right people and say the right things, you'll keep getting booked.
I never say the right things. Nobody seems to get along with Dr. Huge, even though I'm like the easiest one to get along with, which is crazy to me. Like, how could this Stuttering John turn on me? What did I do to him? He has Quadfather on multiple times after Quadfather actually fucked with him. But fuck Dr. Huge. Got it. So that's all I got to say. Not going to say any more about it, or I'm lying. I will. Anyway. So back to the news. In this week's news, I picked up the Tulsa King. So now that there's no Arc Raiders in my life really anymore, I went back to watching certain shows here and there. And I gave this Tulsa King a shot with Sylvester Stallone. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside because I know Sylvester Stallone, a real celebrity, not like these fucking fake ones they got these days, an actual real celebrity. I gave it a chance. Also, I give these shows one episode. If you don't get me with the first episode, fuck off.
Yeah, it's the pilot rules. That's what used to happen. You'd make a pilot and you'd try and sell it to a network. And if they liked it, they'd order more. If they didn't,
that was
that.
I gotta tell you, it sucked me in. It's not as good as The Sopranos or Breaking Bad or whatever. It's a low budget version of those. So if you just can figure out eventually where you need to fast forward through to get to certain, good parts, there's a lot of the good parts. I love mob stuff. The mobs and all this gang and that gang. There's been Asian gangs. There's been the country gangs, of course, are in Tulsa. Now you got like the hillbilly gangs, which are different than the regular cowboy gangs, if you didn't know. So, yep. A lot of mafioso business, a lot of business being done on the Tulsa King. I'm all about it. That's right. And good in the first 2 seasons. Third season, I'm on the 3rd season right now. We're banging that out right now. Hopefully it can pick up. I kind of see what you're saying. So far, it's a little slow. But, yep, more on this later. I mean, I have so many wrestling notes, I just don't want to talk about it again. So I'm like backlogged with like a shitload of wrestling notes. And because it's terrible. It's awful, everybody. I don't know. There's a million hours of it. Blake Monroe debuted last night, I guess. Danny, who was huge in AEW. Everybody talks her up online. And there was zero pop. Nobody gave a shit when she came out. And it's just, they can't build stars in this day and age. Whatever the way they're trying to do it, it's just wrong. Where they're just waiting for somebody to just be organically over like Rhea Ripley because they all love her tattoos and the whole goth thing with the butt cheeks out and the Frankenstein boots. But there's no more Rock, Stone Cold, and it's just painful to watch. Oh, Roman Reigns is going to be here though tonight. Who cares? Cody Rhodes is in a match, with Sami Zayn last night. And then you watch him in the match. The one little clip I saw of it is him doing all these weird body motions, that he does, like when he's getting into positions and things. And it's overly performative to the point where it pulls me out of like, this is some sort of a match that's happening, that there may be friction, even though this is totally scripted horse shit. Then maybe there is something in real life going on backstage, which kept the whole Attitude Era and all that stuff that's why it was at its pinnacle. But it's not even that people know too much. It's that they're just giving away too much as far as, here's a show, and it's just goofy. And I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, with Cody's mannerisms, he blows Cena out of the water. I used to think Cena was one of the worst, where he'll do the thing, say he's in a sleeper hold and he's trying to reach the ropes. And instead of just like being like, oh, look, I can reach the ropes, he'll do the thing where he'll make sure everybody in the back row can see what he's doing. And he'll do an extra large, and throw his hands to be like, there, I got the rope. And quite a few times you'd see Cena doing that stuff, and it's like, I get what you're doing, but that was a bit too much, and it just looks a little too cheesy. But when Cody does stuff like that, it makes Cena look really sensible and really fucking subtle
What
with
do
it.
we want to talk about?
No, you are super cheesy, Cody Rhodes. And this is the biggest guy in the business. He's your BBQ1. Come on, show yourself, BBQ1. There you go. That's what everybody's doing this weekend. We're all BBQ1s this weekend. And, yeah.
Sounds good. I want barbecue.
He really...
maybe tomorrow.
He's so boring. And that's what Sasha Reigns even pointed out to me last week. She's like, Doc, this Cody Rhodes, what are we going to do? This has been years now. He's been champ for years, and it's just the same shit over and over and over again. I'm done. I've been done. I completely checked out of wrestling, and I don't know if AEW is going to be bringing me anytime soon, or TNA, whatever. It's a hard sell, this wrestling on me these days, because it's this. That face right there represents this era of wrestling. Fat Jack. Sup, Tabby? Shout out to you. Yeah, Paladin loves the BBQ1. My OnlyFans hero. Yep. Nobody knows what you're talking about, but it's the promo edit videos. Go check him out. He does OnlyFans. He does all kinds of things. He says all kinds of things. It's totally not me editing it. But you hear this news. Enzo Amore possibly coming back, and maybe even with Big Cass. That's what's best for business. Triple H is saying now that he kicked the New Day out, he wants to revamp this whole tag team division. People are very confused by how the order that they did these things, but okay. But I'm all for it. That way I can, keep sending my scripts of the reality dating show that I want Enzo and Kaz to be on, where they bang a bunch of hooers and, some, what do they call them? The little AirPods. Why are AirPods in my mind? Airbnbs. I'll rent them an Airbnb. We'll film it and we'll stock the place with cheap booze. They can't have their phones. We'll film it all, and eventually there will be a winner for each of the main characters here. Mm-hmm. You want to join the show, Danny? Maybe you could...
No, I won't watch any reality TV like that, sorry.
So even if I got this deal done with WWE and I managed to do this show, you wouldn't watch it? Is that what you're saying?
I'd support you, yes. Okay.
You might have to be in it. Maybe you'll be like
I would. That's fine. As long as I don't have to enjoy it, that's fine.
Like the butler of the Airbnb, for the ladies and all this stuff, and you let them know when the challenges are happening, and that type of shit. That'd be great.
All right, then. Well, as long as I'm about to visibly not be enjoying myself, then that's fine.
And he's handing out Jordans, by the way. That's what AI thinks a Jordan is. Mm-hmm. That look terrible. You dating the fucking toddlers there? What is this?
I was going to say, they look a bit small, but yeah. But that's why WWE want him back. Well, TKO want him. He's a real good salesman. Yeah, he can go and have a match, and then he can get on the microphone and just sell shit for them. And he can do cross-promotion stuff with silly little celebrities, and he's perfect for what they're wanting, yeah. And that's not a dig at Enzo either. He didn't set the world on fire, but his promos were good, his little intro was good, and they had a good little thing, but they wanted more, and it's like, no, just play your part. Big Kaz has gone off and learned stuff now, which is good for him. But at the time, he just came in at the end after Enzo had sold for 10 minutes, and then he just cleaned up with 3 moves, and that was it. And that was the formula for that match. But it worked, and they were over, and people bought a shitload of merch.
Big Kaz almost drank himself to death in the WWE. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying he was because he's a huge person. So I heard like drinking handles of vodka and all this stuff. Like, geez. Yep. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not a good thing if he goes back. Who knows? But that was also Vince's WWE at the time, which is a little different. This is a more buttoned up and corporate WWE that doesn't really put too much stock in their characters and their stars and that part of it, because they don't need to, really. Again, it's like almost like Disney adults and shit. They're gonna buy it no matter what you do. If you like Star Wars at this point still, you probably never disliked it and you're always gonna like it. Just the way it is. So, yeah. The media has jumped the shark. Sports has jumped the shark. Podcasting, or I wouldn't even call it podcasting. This live streaming in 24-hour streams of that type of reality stuff, not into that. I can't do that. At very least, it would have to be that guy from Rhode Island again. I can always picture him, but I can never remember his name. That does that show where everybody's in just random people in a house and they're just acting wacky. Fish tank. There you go.
Bowl, fish glass, fish tank. Is it? I know it's fish something.
Tank,
yeah,
right?
Fish something. Yeah.
But everybody knows what I'm talking about. But that's like as far as I'll go with that. And that has to be highlights too. I'm not watching the down periods of people fucking napping on the couch and shit like Stuttering John. No way. Not this guy. I know. How dare I? Did I just turn on him again? Anyway. So, yep, that happened. There was a video I was going to show on X of a college crowd booing people talking about AI.
Oh,
did you see those clips?
The woman who like rolls her eyes in the back of her head, which is like, change is amazing. Ooh, she gets really excited. She's like, change. It's like, you look like a shitty Doctor Who villain. What the fuck are you doing? And then the kids just boo the shit out of her.
I'm bringing it back. We got to see that because that is pretty funny. She did not take it well. She was shocked by it, actually. She, like, what? You guys don't like this? It's like, why would they? But let me find this.
She's just got a live read to fucking work her way through. She's not used to people like pushing back. And then when they try to derail it, when they derailed her with the boos and the laughs, she didn't know how to proceed.
There it is. There's the lady.
Oh, this is a different one than the one I've seen.
Oh.
She's quiet. I can't hear anything. Can you hear her?
What's that?
Can you hear her?
Oh, yeah, I can hear. Oh, you can't hear?
No.
Ah, shit. What happened? Well, let's try over here.
There's subtitles, but yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it says screen share. It should be working. That's very strange. Anyway. Yep, she's being booed. And that was her reaction to it. Wow. Why would you not hear it this time?
I don't know. That's strange. Is the tab muted or something? Yeah, do you know where that was? Because the clip I saw last week was from the University of Central Florida, or rearranged those words to make the university name. Yeah.
I don't know where it was. It was at some university, though, at their graduation, and they just kept mentioning her and another guy kept mentioning it, and they were just getting booed out of the building.
Nice. That sounds like it's spreading as well. Even if it just becomes like just a shit poster sort of mentality where they're just like, oh, we're just going to boot them anyway, then that's fine. Tell them where to fucking go.
Don't you feel like they're just going to push a lot of this stuff through eventually?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're just going to keep... They're not going to listen. But the more they push through after people audibly like resist, the more likely those that tried to resist will just escalate their resistance. And again, I'm not saying anybody should go and do anything, but I just wouldn't be surprised if like property doesn't get damaged and things like this.
Yeah,
Like
people
these
don't
data
realize
centers.
how people don't realize how important this all is. Very boring stuff, right? That artificial intelligence could just take over, and it's not. I wouldn't say AI taking over. It's the corporate overlords really consolidating their power and taking over. I mean, if you got a machine or you have these machines that they this is in their own words, that are going into other dimensions and pulling information out. Come on. They got everything war gamed out. I don't really see a way out of this other than some sort of divine intervention. So, and you can't just count on that either, No. So like people have to do something about this is what I'm saying. But again, not like YouTube TOS in any form like that, of course. Not like that. But, what the fuck? Because, once we go to digital money, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I think people will see the data centers and see like the surrounding area and see what it's doing to like all the water supply and things like that. And that's when a lot of people will be like, shit, man, what have we agreed to? But sadly, a lot of people are going to have to let it get to that point before they even consider taking a step back and having a look.
They said that the Utah data center that they're building or is already built, who knows, because they don't tell us anything about these things, right? It's supposed to be like the amount of energy from 26 nuclear blasts a day. So it's going to totally fuck up the whole world. Like, they know this too. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they've not even got a proper product. They're just beta. People are investing at the minute, are just paying for beta testing, because the whole AI thing, it's still very much in like a really pre-evolved fucking form of infancy, and it's got so much sort of like so much sort of distance it can go. What we've got at the minute is nothing like that. So we're just paying for people to test it and just to fucking get it out of being useless. Because, like I say, compared to what it should be able to do and will be able to do eventually, it's doing nothing, and it's pretty stupid. You can trick it into doing all sorts, and there's a lot of people online that have videos of like just telling like ChatGPT or whichever that they've like just been in like an explosion and they're falling down a cliff and what should I do, and you can trick it very easily. So it's not that smart, but to see how much money and fucking resources have been put into it, it's disgusting. Because like we just said, they know where they want to go with it, so they're just going to keep steaming ahead until they can get there and fuck everybody else.
I think that they have AI that nobody even knows about that actually works properly. And probably like Elon Musk said that we're already technically in the singularity. It's just we're not computing what's going on. I think they've had this stuff for quite some time, and they may not know how it worked or whatever, or all this weird shit, right? That all the sci-fi people talk about for the past 100 years. But I think there's something to it, and I think we have the baby form version of it. The chat GPTs and all this stuff. If it's out here for anybody to get their hands on legally, then that ain't the real one. That's the chopped up one with like baby laxatives in it and whatever.
Yeah. Like I say, we're all testing it all now and just helping develop it, and then it's going to cost more money, and then once the proper version's released, then we're going to have to pay for each use, and then money's not going to be enough to use it, digital or real, and we're going to have to start like giving food for it, or do you know what I mean, obeying rules, and it's going to get out of hand. But I think Musk and a lot of people like that are just acting as like hype men for it now, because the more you fantasize about what science fiction sort of like tech we can have, the more people who have more money than sense will just throw money at projects, because it's like, oh, it'll just be like Star Trek, and it'll be like this, and it'll be like that, and a lot of people that are just like hyping this shit now are just repeating what they've been sold before parting with some of their money when invested in AI. And it happens with a lot of trends. People did it with all the NFTs. They did it way back when with domain names, when they finally figured out there was money in the internet and we had like the gold rush for domain names. There's a lot of money there that people aren't going to get back. I think.
The future is going to be very scary because they're pigeonholing everybody.
Mm.
They're pushing everybody into a corner with everything, and that's why they've been saying for a while, right? And you're not going to own anything, and you're going to be happy about it. Oh, cool. We're going to have communal everything. That doesn't sound fun. You know, and they'll probably be like, well, that's AI's idea. Genius, right? Right. So time might have stopped. Maybe I'm just getting super old and crusty or something, but time is just moving insanely fast. But it has been for again, since around 2012, it's just been like, whew. Like things are just happening so quickly. And maybe it's just because of the news feeds and things are moving so fast too.
It's that, and it feels that way as you get older, just because you've got a different perception of times compared to when you were a kid. When you were a kid, it took ages for like summer to come around, and do you know what I mean? You had like school holiday, and that lasted for ages. Whereas now it's like 2 weeks off, that's gone.
Yep.
Oh dear, back to work. That's how it feels as you get older, I think.
Mm-hmm. Then you know whose will own everything. Yes, then you know whose. Yeah. Well, it's one of the many groups. I think that's just one of the main families.
Mm.
Right? And I think there's a lot of other very secretive families out there, but that is such a huge, obvious branch of what's going on when people don't like admit that that's a thing. That is very suspect. Very suspect to Dr. Huge, because it's just like, it's an elephant in the room and you're saying like, huh, what? Who's doing that? That's crazy. I don't know. You seem crazy. I don't want to be crazy, so I'll ignore it too, I guess. But it's, come on. And then you got Count Dracula in them, where you're from. You live in a very occultic place. All kinds of weird stuff happening there. That I'm telling you, that painting they stood in front of, talking about the king.
Oh, Charles. Yeah.
Yep. That was very weird. Just a lot of weird stuff with everybody. Everybody's leaders are acting very strangely. And they might have been a part of like files and things of that nature. Not necessarily those, but some sort of files, right? But that was a hoax. That's what our king said. And that's the news this week. A lot of people, the Alex Joneses of the world and stuff or whatever, are saying, like, listen, I think Trump is joking about having 3 terms so much because he's planning on having 3 terms. And he's been doing this shit for like 10 years. I've heard you joking about it. Never sounded like a joke to me. Plus, I also know that saying the same thing over and over is a brainwashing technique called repetition for emphasis. So you just keep repeating the same line or phrase over and over, and people will just believe it, even though it's completely the opposite.
It's a coping mechanism too.
Mm-hmm.
From his perspective, and being in denial, just repeat it to yourself over and over again, and then you convince yourself that, even if you don't convince everybody else, you've still convinced yourself.
And I mean, we are in this big holy war right now that they've been wanting forever. So he could turn up the heat as soon as it gets closer to when he's supposed to get out of office and maintain office. Get it? Or maybe he eventually passes away because he's getting older and they just put in, another Joe Biden that's like 6'5" with a mask on, like we just saw earlier. So listen, I don't believe anything anymore. How could you?
JD Vance disappears, and then we just instead get like Donald Trump, and it's just JD Vance with a fucking Trump mask on, doing an impression, and we're just expected to just accept that.
Yep, and they gave him testicles for knees, like in South Park.
Yeah,
make him a little taller.
The negroplasty, that was it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and Caucasioplasty is what Michael Jackson had. The opposite of that.
And oh my God, what was I going to say? Oh, JD Vance, if he actually ran for office as the fat Cabbage Patch JD Vance, I'd probably vote for him.
Yeah.
First time in years I'd come out of, off the bench and go vote for JD Vance. Big fat face, drinks hot dog water. Should be 1 5-year term, in my opinion. And your expert political opinions on OnlyFans, can I find those on there too? Maybe. I'm sure there's some OnlyFans accounts of former political members and things. Yeah. Biggest site in the world, right? I think it's one of them. That and JoeRogan.com. That's what I heard. Joe Rogan loves the you-know-who's. Can I say you-know-who's still? That might be against the law soon. See, that's fact Jack. I'm not even joking. So, more on that later as well. Yep. I can't believe Massey lost. Like, again, I was bamboozled by that too. And I'm not like some big political bigwig or anything, or I don't give a fuck really, because I understand what's going on here. That we're getting screwed by both sides, and then they kind of like, it's like pro wrestling, and then they fight in front of us, and then they go backstage and have like dinner together and stuff. So, but Massey, I had the same feeling with him that I did with Ron Paul, when everybody would call me a crazy Ron Paul guy in the 2000s. And they were so outside of it, and they made too much sense that even the people... I remember Ron Paul being on stage with Mitt Romney and Barack Obama when they were running for president. And this motherfucker would say something like, we shouldn't be going to wars and being like the world policeman, and imagine all the money we would save and blah, blah, blah. And just making a lot of sense, right? And as soon as he was done talking, both Mitt Romney and Obama looked at it and they just started fucking laughing. Just like that. And that's when it kind of really, like, I always knew even at that point, things were not what they seemed. But at that point, I'm just like, this is insanity. Like, they're laughing at this dude in his face on TV, and people are buying it because they're like, he's crazy. We can't stop going to war. What? Huh? You dumbass. So that's what I was like, okay, that none of this really matters, right? But I mean, Massey, bro, knowing, how did people not know? And then they try to blame it on the boomers. You can't blame it on the boomers. Even they were on the internet. So I think it was rigged, because you can rig all these things pretty easily. You mail in ballots. The end. What more do you need when you got people mailing in ballots and not even there in person with their IDs and whatnot? So, yeah, we just got to vote harder next time, Danny. Well, he's gonna run for office, for president. So we're good there. Just wait. Keep waiting. Go America, Team America, though.
It could be a lot worse. I'm trying to be optimistic for you here. It's shit, but at least you don't live in a even shitter place with even shitter problems. There you go. I'll pick your spirits up.
There's a guy, I think he's loosely affiliated with this TPUSA or whatever. I heard Jimmy Dore was goofing on him the other day. And when I heard the story, I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know. It just struck me. It's so funny. But this guy was coming out. Everybody's such poor liars. And they might as well just tell the truth about everything that's going on without getting themselves killed, of course, or whatever. But this guy was saying how he was traumatized by his stepfather because his stepfather forced him to cut a cat's head off when he was 3 years old and wear it on his head as a hat. And people are like, wait, how does a 3-year-old have the power to be able to cut, a cat's head off and then they, put it on there? It's just such outlandish, silly grade school stories that, again, I can't believe any of this stuff. And I don't disbelieve everything that I just hear. I'm very open to like all different takes and whatever. But I mean, that's a hard one to swallow there, where you're talking about a baby essentially on a cat and putting it on his head. What?
Yeah, it's just the problem with us only doing this across like digital sort of like interfaces and not face to face. You used to get like a clip around the ear from people if you started talking bullshit like that, or the group of people you were with would be like, come on now, what really happened? And they'd squeeze you to sort of like tell the truth or confess or whatever. But when there's like less accountability or no accountability because you can just hide behind the screen and people aren't going to be like, hey, I see you in real life sort of thing, and I'm gonna call you out on this. People will just say fucking all sorts of stupid shit and just lie compulsively just for attention.
And the Drake music has finally come out this past week or whatever. This big album he's been pushing, which is like, what albums you ever hear about before they get released anymore these days, unless you got Drake kind of money and cachet. So he releases this album, and even his fans and people that are into it are like, this stinks.
It's the shits.
This is bad. And it's like nursery rhymes. They're like, you sound like Will Smith in 2026 as well. You're just corny. But how do you not know this whole time he's been corny? There's no bangers there. Why? Because you were 10 or 15 when some of this stuff came out, so you have to like it? No, it stunk. It still stinks, and it will forever stink. Best there ever is, was, and will be type thing. But in the shits form.
It's the shits.
So there's that. I mean, you should hear some of these clips, Danny. It's pretty funny. People are actually taking some of his lines and putting them over like nursery rhyme type beats. And he has one called like the Snowman. He's like, I'm the snowman and the man with the man. It's like these Cat in the Hat fucking raps. Oh, terrible. Cat on a hat, cat as a hat raps. Get it? Like that last story. You like that? Like how I worked that in? Wearing a cat as a hat as a 3-year-old because your stepfather made you. Got it. Then Drake's going to come in and rap about it. I don't know, Danny. This world, these stories, these are some of the best, most compelling stories of the week. Like nothing's going on. In the meantime, they're showing us all the aliens and UFOs and stuff, right? And then a lot of them look like balloons and that. Nothing's like, all this shit's fake. UFOs. All of a sudden, we want to talk about UFOs in the middle of everything else going on. Got it. Paladin.
To be fair to them, they have had sort of like plans and sort of like little projects to just throw every now and again. So they've had these like dossiers put together to be like, this is what we'll tell them one day, but it's just gone on too long now, and all the photographs they've like made for it to try and convince us are like really old and shit now. So they're still going to try and just make use of what they've put together, but no one's buying it.
No, who knows? It could be real or some form of it, but not the way they're going to say. They don't tell the truth about anything. So Paladin says he listened to one of Drake's albums, and I had to do something else on a couple tracks in. What? You had to do something else? What is he talking about?
He just didn't like it, I think. So he had to just find something else to do.
Oh, I thought he meant this.
Oh, maybe really liked it then fair enough.
Yeah, could have really liked it. It is the shits. I don't care what these kids say. That's the shits.
It was the shits.
Drake stinks. Imagine coming to me, a real hip-hop head, right? And you're going to tell me Drake's one of the best, if the best rapper of all time. One of my nephews told me that he's too big to do the Super Bowl halftime. You know, the Super Bowl halftime that like the fucking Beatles and, you know, Michael Jackson and any big act ever has like done.
Bad Bunny. huge international act, Bad Bunny. So yeah, it's gone south nowadays. But yeah, it used to be a big thing for like big, huge superstars, and now they'll get Bad Bunny on it instead. So yeah, they'll get anyone.
There's good music out there. You just gotta really dig. It's a shame what they've done to just all of popular culture. All I got left is Tulsa King. That's all I got left.
You haven't started with any anime yet. You need to watch the first season of One Punch Man. I think you'll really like it.
What is that on?
I'll let you borrow my DVD.
No, right. Ship it over for $100.
Hey, it doesn't cost that much. I have a really well-behaved messenger pigeon. He'll be over there very quickly.
Oh, man. So what else we got here? We do have a bunch of other wrestling notes. Jey Uso, we got to bring this up. Very new story where he says he's the best wrestler in the world, Danny.
The best in the world!
Pa.
Yep. You believe that?
No, not for a second. Has he turned heel? Or are they turning him heel?
I think he's just messing with the people online. He hears all the nonsense, but good for him. You should think of yourself as the best in the world, even though clearly not. But you're cool, Jay. We like you. You can stick around. Imagine they get rid of them next like they did the New Day, but there's no way because Roman and The Rock and the Yeats. So they have calmed down with that, though. I haven't, but then again, I haven't been watching either. So I'm sure there's a whole segment of yeeting every week, right? Still, there has to be. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But are they still yeeting like they were? You remember they would run it back, that we would, some nights, 15 minutes of yeeting. I'm not even joking. They would open the show with just him coming out, the yeeting, and then they'd run it back. He would say a few words, and then they'd do it again into a commercial break. It was quite something. Anyway, yeeted ourselves completely dry. I told you about MJF burying everybody. He also buried Aleister Black, saying a few quotes like the grass isn't greener and the locker room is better without him. Holy shit, that's shots fired. That sounds to me like Aleister Black is not going back as Malachi Black to AEW. And Zelina Vega, where are you now? What's going to happen with you now, Zelina, who blocked Dr. Huge on X? See what happens? You've been cursed. See, Sami Zayn? Now you're a heel and you didn't want to be a heel. See what happened, Kevin Owens? Where are you? Could it be that I'm the real Danhausen? And Ava? Maybe I'm both.
Avahausen.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Let's go. And then I'll be making all the money. All that Triple H sweet, sweet cash. Maybe I'll get a watch. We'll get a deal together, Trips. Face paint. That's why he gets the big cash. He's got the face paint every day. Maybe I have to do that. Told you, I only put on face paint once for this show. As Papa Shango. In a Halloween episode of the Dr. Huge Show back in the day. Thank you.
Nice.
Go back to the other screen. What the fuck? So, and we're gonna let robots and stuff take over the world. They can't even get my studio correct here. Yeah.
Oh, they've just been going on a rampage on YouTube, haven't they? Just scanning content and just automatically just kicking stuff that they think is like not very good. Like if I was to say I'm going outside for a cigarette, but to use the F word that we use over here all day, every day, and it's perfectly normal, perfectly natural, a human would be able to hear my accent and go, oh, it's a British person, they obviously mean cigarette, and they're not being homophobic. But if AI scans me saying I'm off outside for a F cigarette, do you know what I mean?
Is that what's happening now? Because I heard they loosened up on it, and I've been seeing other people, they throw the F in the N around pretty loosely. And I understand it can get your channel taken down, and it has in the past. But listen, I'm going to play by my own rules, and I'm just going to assume that I can't do it. Because if once I start doing it, I'm sure that I'll start losing my channel. And I don't want to lose my channel.
I think some people are allowed to misbehave, but it's who you know, probably. Yes. But yeah, I've seen a few different things over the last month or so where people have said, oh, I lost my channel for this, and it seems something minor, and then they fought for it, and they just had nothing back. They just had automated responses. So it's like automated sort of like check comes out and says, we found you've done something or said something wrong. Now, the only other way you're going to sort of like appeal it is just to keep talking to another chatbot. That's why people go on Twitter, and you seem to get a better response on Twitter.
So bad. Again, it's another symptom of the shitty ass world where everything's being botted. Everybody's got fake views and fake this and fake that, and fake customer service and fake videos. Just this stinks. And on the flip side of it, you try to find something that like a live action, watch WWE or something, that stinks. You find out they're using AI to run some scripts and put vignettes together that look weird. People with 7 fingers and shit. Get out of here, everybody, with your AI. We don't want it like that. Let's use it for the betterment of humanity so that we can do the artsy fart stuff. They can do the dishes. They can, create systems that help us not have to work so hard. That's it. We don't need it for the corporations. For what? For them to create fucking Cyberdyne in the middle of the country? And then, what? Grab aliens from the bottom of the ocean? Like that other company in the Aliens movies? You see what I'm saying? Like all this stuff has already been pre-programmed into everybody. This is what the future they want. That's what it is. That's not what we want. Okay? So stop listening to these fucking Kevin O'Leary's and the Elons and all that. They're not what's best for business. They're what's worse for business. They could give a shit. They're talking about transhumanist stuff and everything. They don't care about people. Like when you start getting to that world where you're talking about transhumanism and everything, you don't care about people. They're acting like, oh, we're going to make people walk again and see again and all this stuff. Oh, it all sounds nice and good and everything. It's the beginning of every fucking horror movie.
Yep.
How this works, where that's the Trojan horse that they get in with. And then all of a sudden, they control your whole mind. And everybody else's. So,
if they launched Apple Brain tomorrow and they give it all the fashion wanker adverts that they give all the phones and watches and all the other shitty gadgets, if they released Apple Brain tomorrow, where you went and just got like a hard drive put in your brain and it wasn't one way, they said to you, oh, we're going to access it as well. Like, it's not just you using that to get what you want. We're going to so many people would still line up for it. It's just, and it would just normalize it. So many people would just be like, yeah, man, I'll have that. That sounds convenient as fuck. And I can make a video online and people will think I'm really cool because I've got it. And it's like, but then once you put that in your brain, like in your body, that is fucking, I'd love the idea of it. I'd love the idea of just being like, oh, hard drive. And then you could do like in the Matrix where it's like, hey, send me a fucking, a pilot program for a F123 fucking helicopter or whatever, and then beep, 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 done. But I just wouldn't be able to trust that it's not read only.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to trust that it's like, nope, someone's going to want to get into that, and as soon as they get access, and you can be fucking accessed remotely, and you don't want that. But yeah, it's a shame because technology is fucking brilliant, but
not inside you. It doesn't have to replace your own conscious.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If they can build things that are going to help people walk and for vision and things like that, that's all great. But what I just said then with the hard drive in your head, essentially that will be advertised to you as like, are your internet glasses, are they too inconvenient to have to put on your face to view the internet? Why don't not just let us put it straight into your brain and then you can browse all day? That's how it will be sold, and that's the convenient side that people will fucking flock towards, because phones won't be convenient enough. Looking on the internet with sunglasses won't be convenient enough, so it's just like, oh, we'll just drill a hole in there and put a barcode on your nose.
And it will be the greatest FOMO ever. The fear of missing out. Everybody's going to need to do it, because once they start seeing people get actual superpowers from this for a little bit, it's like, how could you say no to it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Be poor forever and just like, sell fruit on the side of the road instead of just like getting this tech in your head or whatever, which they may even make mandatory at some point.
Some places will try, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the mark of the beast, folks. 666. Iron Maiden talked about that, I think. Yeah.
Most metal bands did endlessly, endlessly. And I like me some old,
huge.
I like me some old school metal, but just some of the cliches that just stuck around that everyone carried was just a bit too much.
Here's a little story for you. Have you seen that new wrestler Mason Rook in the WWE? He's in NXT, but everybody's been hyping him up. Even John Cena, is talking about him, hyping him up. And he's like King Kong Bundy almost size, but he does flips and stuff. And this is a post that was put out there. And this is Piper's reaction to it, because this guy had wrote online that, let's make it like this. Or like that. What did he say? He says, it's nice to see that Piper Niven got a haircut and is back on TV calling her this new King Kong Bundy fella over there. So she was very pissed that she was called Mason Rook. She said, the frickin' balls on you. Want to read this one? Because it's in your language.
The frickin' well, actually, no, it's not, because she's Welsh? I think she's Welsh. I'm not doing a Welsh accent. The freaking balls on you, mate. If Mason Rock, WWE, and me are even somewhat related, then you're our weird uncle that mum makes us invite to family gatherings because it'll make Gran happy. You look like an inflamed toenail and you probably smell like one to boot. Don't ever talk to me or my son again. Mason Rock, WWE, I'll hold him down and you set in about his ribs. Go on, lad.
Yep. So she was, I mean, obviously to even react to the marks out here, very, very angry. I didn't know she had a son.
No, I didn't.
Or if she's talking about Rook as a son. Is this like a thing over there?
Maybe.
Maybe.
People have dogs that they think are legitimate children nowadays, so I don't fucking know. She could be talking about a dog that the guy spoke to when she was out walking it one day, and she's just taken great offense to him approaching her pet.
Yeah. Oh, and back to Mick Foley. We brought him up because MJF called him fat and stupid.
He's fat!
And the reason why is because he's going to be at the pay-per-view that they're having. Double or something. All or something.
Just nothing. It's just nothing. That's all it is. Just nothing.
And I heard a rumor that Tony Khan is all for trying to get Mick to step in the ring again. And that just can't be true, right? It just can't be true. The guy can barely fly. Or when I saw him like 10 years ago, he couldn't get out of the chair to take a picture with me. I went and got on one knee so he didn't have to get up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he could never actually fly. That was part of his problem. But he's fucked. You don't want to take any bumps. But he's, like you said earlier about the Sami Zayn sort of style of wrestling, well, the Mick Foley style of wrestling, Sami Zayn and Owens and Darby Allin all adopt. They're just going to one-up each other. And if that's the thing, it's going to be like, who's going to be the oldest of us to take the daftest bump? So I don't think he'll do anything stupid, but I wouldn't put money on it because they just, give me some money, I'll jump off that thing. Cool, done.
And then you got John Cena, who is coming out saying, yeah, he ain't taking any more bumps like ever again. So figure it out, Triple H. So he's not coming in there. He's going to make his announcements and things. No more bumps. And Ribshot was saying out here, hey, yo, did you discuss bottom feeder gate? Would you mind looking that up, Danny? Can you do that right now? What's a bottom feeder gate? Did you make this up, Ribshot? I don't know. He seems to be with it. Does it have something to do with Sean Ross Sapp or something? One of these guys?
Nothing comes up on a quick search. I don't know who he's referring to as the bottom feeder or the people collective group that are bottom feeders.
Well, there is a gate happening with it. Just like Watergate. It's where all the gates come from. And what else we got? Asuka says, again, there's more Asuka news. She had a video or something where she was saying how she is not completely done. And I read the whole thing. I didn't hear it. And it sounds like she wasn't feeling the love from WWE. Basically, like, you've been here 10 years or whatever, and they took her for granted. So she's stepping away. She's getting older as well. So there you have it. I think a lot of it was Kyrie. That's just my speculation. But you can't get rid of like one of her best friends that was in the middle of a storyline with her. And another girl that's on there, Io, right? It's kind of a lot of moving parts. And then you just cut her. So that was weird. So Ribshot says, saying they were nobodies and do everything for clicks, which is ironic. Kevin Nash. Oh, it was about Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash did a podcast calling Maven and Stevie Richards bottom feeders. You know what? I'm going to leave this up. You know what? He's not 100% wrong. He's not. Because the way that they put their stuff out is very clickbaity, is very like, they probably have fake viewers and all that stuff too and pay for all that stuff. Like, that's the shit that they're on. So I automatically can't respect that type of thing. And of course, can you hear all the farming going on outside my house right now? Like this. All right, good, because it is loud. But yeah, Maven, come on, man. I think we talked about it when Devon was getting into it with JR about the whole, he called me an N-word or whatever, or said he didn't want to deal with me because I was black 20-something years ago. And Maven was like, let's do a sit down and we'll have it into a podcast and we'll do this and do that. And it's just like, he's very much he's what I was talking about earlier with these streamers. They're very in the clout chasing. They're very into the numbers. I'm sure if I talked to Maven about doing something on a stream or whatever, he would fucking shut it down in an instant because I don't have 1 million people watching or he wants some money from me or whatever. No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucks with these people. They're doing their thing. Cool. I'm not interfering. I'm not downplaying them or calling them bottom feeders like Kevin Nash does. But I'm not saying Kevin Nash is totally wrong because the way Kevin Nash does it is much more authentic and organically out there. You know, he's like, I'm a former wrestler. I'm pretty funny. I'm going to do a show because I can entertain like that. These other guys, not so much. They need like help from other fucking random guys we've never heard of or whatever. They're not like the focal point of their own podcast. They're there to be. It'd be like me doing the Dr. Hughes show, but, you know, nobody shows up for me. They just want to hear the stories from back in the day or whatever, when I used to do things, right? So that's my take on it. What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, he's not completely wrong. I agree with that. Nash is obviously was a bigger star in the wrestling business, so he has a bit more gravity to anything he says and to his podcast, but he's essentially doing the same thing as they are, but he's just got a different set of tools to do it because of how much more popular he was in the pro wrestling business. But yeah, I think with Maven did that piece on who was it? Just Incredible, I think, where it exposed Just Incredible for having for letting loads of people down and fake selling stuff online, and that got over really well. And I think Maven's maybe just sort of like needing to try and find another one of those, but with somebody else. So he might put the foot down a bit too hard with like other topics or other people that he sort of like works on, makes a video on. But they don't all deserve that same sort of attention or praise because it's not the same situation as with Just Incredible.
Yeah. Ripshot says, just have a look at Nash's thumbnails. He does the exact same thing. Difference is, Maven is by far the most successful. Nash just gets pissed and rambles about politics. But see, I'm an old man, like CM Punk said. In a way where I'm not into the whole. I watched some of Maven's videos and things, but there are a few where you click on them and you're expecting kind of like for it to be one way when it's not. It's just it's very clout chasey, which it makes me feel dirty. Again, it's all that Chud the Builder type shit where it's like not even about the race at that point. It's just what you're doing is you're doing the train gimmick. You're standing in front of the train taking a selfie, and people are there to cheer you on, and those aren't necessarily people that that's your audience. They hate you. They call you Ava, right? That's what you want. But Kevin Nash, get well. We know he can be very bitter, right? He can get very angry about things. So, but then again, he does ignore a lot. He's a name out here, and he gets picked on a lot by people. That Summer of '91 business or whatever. I remember talking about that a while back, but that still blows my mind. I don't even understand. I'm trying to still grasp that over time. Let that sink in, Have you heard about that, Danny?
No.
Supposedly there's some sort of meme or people were talking about his Summer of '91 or '92 where he had allegedly was having gay sex or something. I don't know. It was crazy stuff, but people bring it up to him apparently like it's a thing to troll him about. He seems to not really care, so it's one way to play it, I guess.
Yeah, no, sell it.
So we got the Piper story out the way. She is not Mason Rook, guys. Cut it out, or you'll never get to talk to her son again, whoever that is. And Lister Black, I guess he burnt a bridge. It's another way that MJF put it. Not very bright. Angelo Amore, we can cross you off. We want you back spelling words for all these people out here. They've bad spellers these days. And LA Knight returned this week, along with Brock Lesnar. But first, LA Knight returned, and he was talking smack to everybody backstage. The Usos, getting into it with them, getting into it with Rollins, because, Rollins, he's a good guy now all of a sudden because he got beat up by his own squad. Yeah. And at least this made sense because LA Knight's like, go fuck yourself. You want me to help you beat up your own group that kicked you out? Get out of here, stupid. So that happened. And again, Brock Lesnar. We knew it was possible that he'd be coming back, but him coming back this quickly, isn't that kind of silly, Danny? Isn't that the cheapest pop of because he did it during WrestleMania, so they got Bianca Belair coming out, I'm pregnant, and what else can we come up with because we don't have any good matches or anything? Well, let's Brock Lesnar, you come out and after your match you retire, bro. okay, but it was totally fake, and none of this really matters. It's to me, him coming back like in this fashion very quickly after a fake retirement is just stupid.
Yeah, did they do like the Mark Henry thing where he talks for a little bit, and was there a purpose for him to fake retire?
I think it was just for the shock, excitement, and viral moment of it, right? No more WrestleMania moments. We want viral moments. And that's what that was. That we even talked about it. We spoke about how everybody was very upset about it and goofed on the age range of, the people tearing up this time compared to other times when other people are, retiring and whatnot. But to have him come back already, and they're going to do the whole, he goes over now on Obafemi, because that's who he's beefing with now. He's going to beat Obafemi, and then he's going to really retire in SummerSlam, because they're just milking everything. Milking Lesnar, milking the merch, the Danhausens. Sickening.
Yeah, it just diminishes what they've done by bringing him back so soon.
Yeah, totally. The rib shot comparing Maven to Chud the Builder is hilarious. It's a form of that, Truly is. All these people, a bunch of fucking Chud the Builders. Standing on train tracks. They're there for the excitement of, I'm going to sneak into AEW. I hope they don't kick me out. Of course they're not going to kick you out. You're fucking Maven. Tony Khan's a mark. He knows who you are. If I know who you are, he knows who you are. You think he's going to go, no, we can't have Maven here, who hasn't worked for WWE in a million years, who has got this huge online following. So I just, that shit ain't for me. I'm bitter like Kevin Nash. I'll stay that way. Thank you. Yep. Me and Kevin Nash. Except I take way better care of my quads.
Oh, I can hear some equipment now. I can hear some equipment in the background. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. They're getting closer. Yep. They're going to town out there. Hey, it's springtime. We finally it's weird. Again, in my area of this country, we might get a couple of weeks of spring. It goes from like cold to hot. But back in the day, we used to have spring. We actually have, our falls are pretty good still. But that winter, boy, we can have some long ass winters sometimes.
Yeah. It's like that over here. I mean, we don't get like any severe sort of like proper blizzards or anything that's like life threatening like you do in America. But yeah, our winters are cold and we're grey most of the year round. So when we do get a bit of sunshine, it's nice. But yeah, same as you. Our springs and autumns are very nice. I have quite a few cherry blossoms in my garden. I'm sad story time now. Danny likes his gardening. It's quite good for the old mental health, actually, if you want to play that card. But yeah, cherry blossoms really nice in spring, and then autumn everything sort of like goes away. And in England, you just some really nice sort of like countryside. If you enjoy that sort of thing.
It also calms down the Red Hulk. That's what I learned from the Sam Wilson Captain America movie.
Make a note of that one. I didn't know that, actually.
So if you ever get into it with the Red Hulk, bring him to the cherry blossom trees, and it will start to calm him down a little bit. Yep. Oh, I had this story. Tiffany Stratton. Very salacious story. Another rumor put to rest, though. Finally. Tiffany Stratton on her. Everybody's got a show now, right? So Tiffany Stratton, she's talking about how, remember that Vinci guy that was also a part of Imperium, and then he was released. And the story was he was released because he was flirting with Tiffany Stratton. That was Kaiser's girl at the time. Mm-hmm. So she said, no, there had nothing to do with that. And she laughed it off, and it was very believable laugh off, not like one of the fake ones. So I believe you, Tiffy. Nobody would ever mess with Kaiser. He'll beat you up. Did he say that he was going to get you locked up by ICE or something? And then he got released for it. And Ribshot, the only life-threatening weather over here is that the amount of gray, rainy days can cause depression. Yeah, we get a lot of those too here on my side of the country, and also like the Portland and Seattle side. They get a lot of rain over there, where the grunge people are.
Yeah, the last couple of years, like when we've got the back end of like hurricanes and stuff like that, we've still not got like houses being flipped over or anything. But last few years, we've started to just the back ends of what we've got. Like more trees have been coming down and stuff like that. So they are getting a little bit worse in that sort of respect. But that's it. We get cold and we get snow, but it's not like the whole fucking town freezes over like a bloody film or anything like that. We don't get big tsunamis or anything daft. It's just grey.
We get all kinds of cool stuff over here. Tornadoes, mudslides. Depends on where you are, right, of course. But nor'easters and hurricanes and flooding. And now with all the man-made weather, we get like flash flooding that goes up to like 20 feet in like within a minute. Or something like unbelievable shit. So, yeah. Stop spraying the skies, please, Illuminati. Thank you. We would like that. I don't know why you're doing it. Why are you blocking the sun, bro? Why are you spraying chemicals on us, right? It's fact check now, right?
No, I'm sure it's perfectly fine. I mean, you see two planes leaving at the same sort of time, and one of them sort of trail just clears within minutes, and the other one's there for like a good hour or so. I'm sure it's just you imagining things.
Yep, that's what people have been telling me for years.
Yeah, you don't even have to know what the other one's doing, but the fact that it's there for like an hour is like, it's interesting. I wonder what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. And I have a big announcement too. Let's get my yeets ready. Yeet! Big announcement.
What do we want to talk about?
This episode's called the Dr. Huge Show Open Challenge. I sent the challenge to Clearwater Chad. He has declined the challenge for today, just fine. But every week, I'm sending links to all kinds of random people. And if you're available, you show up. That's how it works. You accept the challenge. What are you, a pussy? What are you, scared? So that's what we're doing, Danny. Going forward, massive amounts of links thrown out there, and we'll see what sticks. You never know who's going to show up now. I used to say that before, but we kind of knew who was showing up. You know, you were the sleaze generally. But going forward, you never know who's going to show up. And I think it's more exciting that way. I'll send them to random wrestlers, all kinds of people out here to mix it up a little more. Because, again, going through the wrestling news the way that we're doing it, this ain't gonna last like this. They're doing too much of the same thing. Nothing's moving the needle. Like when some of your big stories are like that Nikki Blackheart girl or something could be signed. What am I gonna show pictures of her? Okay, she's hot. They're all hot. WWE's all into her now because the people have pushed her because the way she looks. I don't even know if anybody knows if she even wrestles well. They don't care. That's not what this is about anymore. This is a popularity contest. What do you look like? What do you sound like? That's it. And are you streaming 1 million times a day? It's all anybody cares about anymore. How much are you in their face? So you don't need the talent. You don't need the things. So expect a lot more Dr. Huge for everybody. Because that's how you play this game now, Danny, is you just fucking spam. That's what I think.
A paddling pole would help as well, maybe. Paddling pole and a little top and bikini
for
bottoms.
What? For what?
Just getting more attention. That just seems to work for so many. So.
That's true. Big fake boobs, right? Like somebody we all know. I'm not going to say it. It's like calling on the Candyman. But, yep. So we finished that. Yep. Don't be afraid, everybody. We play nicely with everyone. Love everybody. All different types of people. Even Ribshot. I even allow Ribshot to be here. Why are tsunamis down? And you got to say it with the T in front. That's what George Takei says. Tsunami. Why are they daft, Danny? What's so funny?
I'm amused that George Takei can't pronounce tsunami.
It's tsunami. He's the one that he does it properly.
No, he doesn't.
What?
He puts too much emphasis on it. There's a much more subtle way of doing it if you listen to like people who normally say it. It's not as aggressive and sharp as that. And I didn't realize he struggled because he obviously should have an easier time pronouncing that because we don't use the T and the S syllable in our language.
So are you saying you're more Japanese than George Takei?
No.
Have you been in internment camps in the United States as a Japanese little boy?
Is that what he says happened?
He was in a Japanese internment camp. I'm sure it's fact, Jack.
Okay.
They had him.
Oh, yeah, I know they did.
But, yeah, you're saying that he would lie about such a thing?
What's his profession? What does he do for a profession? He pretends professionally.
Whoa.
So, and I mean, he may have not been a bullshit artist when he was that young, but he's a bullshit artist now, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
He has been bullshitting a lot over the years. I did love him on Stern, though. He was fun on Stern. Except for the ones with, like, this is where Stern started losing me, and when they would start having the Cocktobers, and it's very, like, one day, this Howard Stern goes, imagine Dr. Huge, somebody as masculine as Dr. Huge, coming on and talking about actors' cocks for like 2 hours. That's what Stern did one day. And when he did that, I was like, you know what? I think you jumped the shark here, Stern. You jumped the cock. And we're done here. You know, no more Artie. You started having more, A-list celebrities in and not asking them the hard questions or the fun questions. So it was like, what do I need to do this? And he listened to this for what? Very sad how Stern went out. I loved the Stern show back in the day. And, he got old and very gay. Again, who is the actor? I can never remember his name, but he's the actor that was the elf in Lord of the Rings.
Elijah, no.
The elf, the pretty boy.
Not Elijah Wood, yeah.
He was big for a while, too.
Oh, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom, yes. He talked about Orlando Bloom's cock.
Oh.
For like days even. He brought it up multiple days. It's like, bro, what's going on, Stern? Where's the porn stars? Where's the strippers? Where's the baloney being thrown at butt cheeks? And Lord of the Anal Ring Toss. Now we're in Cocktober and talking about... And then around this time, this is when like George Takei's in there stroking nerdy guys' big wangs and stuff. They brought in this guy that was apparently, I didn't know the whole time, that they used to prank call about, he was talking Yankees. The hardcore Stern fans know about all this. So they would prank call this guy, and he was such a nerd. But for some reason, he had some gargantuan wang, and then they went and had some party for George Takei, and he got in trouble with his old man-looking husband because he was in there literally like stroking big gargantuan penis.
Yep.
On the Stern show. Making out with dudes. On the Stern show.
Just wild. That year, no one had ever seen a homosexual before, had they? I mean, it was like breaking ground. It's no wonder he was so successful and popular, and why he's just as successful now. And
he was old then.
Yeah, and people are sick to hell of it now. They're just like, we don't care. Just shut up about it. You wanted equality. Now you're wanting special treatment. That's what you've demanded. We offered equality, and now people want special treatment, and they're just sick of hearing about it. It's like, we don't care if you're gay. Just get on with your bloody thing.
You know what's funny, Birdshot? I love roast, and I probably will watch it at some point when I get Netflix again. But I'm not really that interested in this one. Shane Gillis isn't. I don't find Kevin Hart to be all that funny. I don't find Shane Gillis to be all that funny.
I like Shane Gillis is good. No, Gillis is good.
Good, but I'm not like blown away by their comedy genius or anything. It's just, I don't know. I can't. I'm not resonating with anybody in a lot of fields these days, and comedy being one of them as well. But a stand-up comedy, a lot of people have been on this kind of tip too, that it's cringe in a lot of ways. So the roast can get away with it a little more, the way it's formatted and stuff, and it's insult driven. But yeah, I heard I heard a lot of complaints that there were a lot of white people there shitting on Kevin Hart. But I mean, Kevin Hart's in the baby eating Illuminati. You're not going to find a lot of black people up in. What? That's not what I was looking for. Looking for you, John Cena. You know what I'm saying? So he had to take some shots from the Illuminati and the baby eaters and stuff like that. But I'm sure it had its moments. You know, the Tony Hinchcliffe is the new it guy over there. I just can't stand his voice. He's got some good lines though, but then we've already found out some of them are stolen. It's what everybody does out here. Everybody steals everybody else's stuff. They can't come up with anything on their own, Danny. And that's the worst thing in the world to me, is taking somebody else's just jokes or content, or whatever you want to call it. Stuttering John did it to me recently, remember? I did the Hugies. A couple weeks later, he does the Dookies. How dare he? And Ripshot, I don't normally watch the roast. This one was good, though. Gillis is funny, plus Cat Williams and The Rock were on it. I think I saw some of the Cat Williams stuff. And The Rock, bro, The Rock's... he's not a rapper, he's not a comedian. I think he's funny when he's The Rock. But I'll give you a chance. We'll see. Get liking and subscribing. Yep. Maybe after I finish Tulsa King, I'll go check it out. Oh, I keep thinking somebody's showing up. I'm like,
yeah, no, it's. I don't know why I'm doing it now.
Yeah, no biggie. We're wrapping up here. We did it and said it all. I still have my Whatnot shows that I've been doing. Go check that out. It's an app. I sell comics on there. In the future, I could sell more stuff, but it's done in auction form, giveaways, all that stuff. It's very, very cool. And Danny, where can we find you?
DannyDamage.co.uk, or on Twitter @BluntDamage, or YouTube/DannyBluntDamage.
And don't
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Of course. Anytime. Again, it's an open challenge to Danny, the Sleaze. Shout out to the Sleaze. Jess, Reezy, Hansy, Dave Sarah, New Jersey Rat, New Jersey Ranger, all the people in New Jersey, Clearwater Chad. Who else? I'm running out of name. Quadfather. Stop ducking me, Quadfather. And everybody else. You know who you are. You're going to be getting links from me soon. And don't share them with anybody else or else. Okay? Threats. YouTube TOS in a boxing ring, of course. Well, that's where we settle everything in a boxing ring. So, another great show, Danny. Good job. Thank you for wearing a Wyatt shirt. Because I didn't have my wrestling attire on today.
It's a comedy show. I don't need to wear wrestling, do I, to get in the door?
No, not really. Not anymore. We're done with this. We're not doing wrestling anymore.
I'm not gay no more.
Not no more.
Nope.
Boring now. Anybody can talk wrestling and just go, what? This guy put this guy in a headlock and that's it. Sami Zayn turned heel, big whoop.
Then they advertised some hemorrhoid cream and then they moved on to something else.
Yeah. All these wrestlers block me anyway. They don't even want me in their lives, but I'm still in it. Still kind of in your life, WWE wrestlers. All you other wrestlers, I'm not in your lives yet, but keep it up. I'll be in it. All right. Have a good day, everybody. We're the best in the world. Close out with that. Let's give you a best in the world, everybody.
The best in the
Like and subscribe.